I think, with the season right now, it's pretty dull. It's pretty monotonous in terms of the coronavirus. We've gone through a season of adjusting to it. Now we don't know the end of it. So, spirit-wise, we could be a little bit low. And so I thought we could do a 3D team to really set a goal of what exactly do we want to do, what's our commitment, kind of get a little bit deeper into making sure that we're pushing ourselves, because for high achievers, we need to have some big goals. We need to be accomplishing something. We need to feel like we're in control of something in a time when we're very out of control. Just from a human spirit perspective, we really need to be able to lift ourselves up, give ourselves hope, and have something that's pushing us, because without that kind of drive and without some sense of just that competitiveness in us, it can really start to lower our spirits, our energy, our emotional management. So I wanted to do a 3D team and do that from a goal setting perspective. That's the desired outcome of a 3D team, is to pick a season. I'll ask you specific questions and then we can really dive into it. So pick professionally or personally or philanthropically. You can do one of your three, and then pick a date. I would say let's do a week, so that we can really push ourselves and really get into kind of win the week versus it being too big of an accomplishment. So watch your film. Think about what you're doing in the next week, what you've got on your plate personally, professionally, or philanthropically. Pick one of them. And then we're going to dive into, so get a piece of paper. You'll need a blank piece of paper. You need to put the season at the top, which is 1 week. It's basically going to be either personally, professionally, or philanthropically. You are going to draw a head, 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 feet, and a heart. So you're going to draw your stick figure. Let's kind of really go bigger with this in a way that let whatever's going to show up, show up. So as I read this, remember the season's a week. And so write down the first thing that comes to mind as I read off these questions. So your head is your coach. Next to your head, I want you to write what you think about, you create. So in the next week, I'm committed to thinking about. Next to your head, write thinking about. And what are you committed to thinking about, either personally or professionally? This is next to your arm. What are you reaching for this week? What you reach for, you get. Personally or professionally, for the next week, I'm committed to reaching for. So next to your arm, write the word reaching for. First thing that comes to mind. This is your other arm. What are you embracing personally or professionally for the next week? What you embrace, you become. Personally and professionally for the next week, I'm committed to embracing. So next to your arm, write the word embracing. This is next to your hand. What do you want to hold on to personally or professionally for the next week? What you hold on to takes hold of you. Personally or professionally, I'm committed to holding on to. So next to your hand, write the words holding on to. This is next to your other hand. What emotions or experiences do you want to feel for the next week, personally or professionally? What you feel fills you up. Personally or professionally for the next week, I'm committed to feeling. So next to your hand, write the word feeling. This is next to your leg. Who do you want to stand for, personally or professionally, for the next week? Who you stand for models who will stand for you. Personally or professionally this week, I'm committed to standing for whom? So next to your leg, write the word standing for whom. This is your other leg. What do you want to stand for in the next week, personally or professionally? If it matters to you, take a stand. Personally or professionally for the next week, I'm committed to standing for what? So next to your other leg, write the word standing for what? This is next to your foot. Whose example do you want to follow in the next week, personally or professionally? Who you follow will influence the steps that you take. Personally or professionally this week, I'm committed to following whose example. Next to your foot, write following whose example. This is next to your other foot. Where are you going, personally or professionally, this week? Your destination determines your direction. This week, personally or professionally, I'm committed to going. So next to your foot, write the word going. And your heart is your scoreboard. So how will you determine that you are winning this week, personally or professionally? Your heart's your scoreboard. Next to your heart, write, I will know I am winning this week when I. So remember, the desired outcome of this tool, the 3D team, is all about goal setting. It's helping to really get all of your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. Everything that I read was about you just writing the first thing that comes to mind. It also gives you an opportunity to look at this from the balcony and see your answers and kind of look at it from a big picture view and see, is this what I really want to be committed to for the next week, personally or professionally? And then, you know, determine what changes you want to make. If this isn't a 10 for you as you read it, really going to challenge you to come up with another answer or add to your answer or expand on your answer to make sure that every commitment you've made on this using this tool is a 10 for you so that this week can become a 10.